Hi guys, my name is Mirti Kendall.
I'm Jiawei.
And I'm Mike.
We're Team 21, also known as Team Ping, and we're here to present our DP1 presentation.
Ping was one name we came up with real quick, just kind of explain that. Ping is a ping pong ball, obviously, but also explain the name, when you think about a thought or something that comes to your mind in the eureka moment. Ping, the idea is, again, we have the light bulb, so just kind of explain that real quick. But yeah, Team Ping.
Hey, alright, let's start with the introduction. On our introduction, we have who, how, and why. Who is basically going to answer who our customers are going to be. Why are we building this product, and how are we planning on doing that. So let's start with the customers. Who are our customers? They are any high schooler or middle schooler students who are interested in math or physics or any STEM related fields. How are we going to do this is by building a Rube Goldberg that is going to have 3 different stations on it, and each station is going to explain basic ideas of physics and science. Our first station is a ping pong ball with a fan, and it's going to cover the idea of levitation. We are going to run a fan down here, and the ping pong ball will be inside a tube, and the ball will levitate at a certain distance. That will cover the aspect of lift and drag, and maybe a little bit of how the pressure works, how you have to balance the pressure in your ping pong ball for it to stay for a certain duration of time. Second station, after that, it will be a piston cylinder station, where a student will apply some force into the piston, and the air inside the cylinder is going to push the ball into a certain distance, and it's going to travel up. And then finally, after that, we're going to be hitting dominoes. The ping pong ball will travel, hit some dominoes, and then go down and hit another ping pong ball. That way, it's going to cover an idea of conservation of momentum. And why are we building this is because BTIPS Corporation has paid us to make products that is going to give education or basic ideas of physics to students who are interested in any STEM-related fields. Our next slide is project planning, and we're going to talk a little bit about mission statement. Brief description about our product is that it's any educational or interactive product that we're going to use by using a ping pong ball. Our benefit propositions, as we said earlier, are any high schooler, middle schoolers getting education through physical examples of these products. Our key business goal is that it has to be functional. It has to be user-friendly and environmental-friendly. We do not want our students trying to figure out how to set it up rather than getting knowledge on it. So we're trying to make it as simple as possible, which covers another thing, which is low cost. And then we also assume our company to have a profit of 45% by its first year. Our primary and secondary markets are high school, middle school, any private institution, or any educational institution that is going to give them basic knowledge on that. And we assume that our students have at least a basic understanding of the materials. We assume that our product is customer and interface friendly, and we focus more on the aesthetic side of it, so a little bit pretty looking. Next, we are going to talk about project management, and to manage our project, we as a team decided to create a Gantt chart. And as you can see, this is our task listed over here, certain tasks that we thought would be important for this project to be successful. After that, we have a duration here, number of completion, and then the timeline showing how the project worked and how our durations worked. As a team, we thought that design phase was one of the more important phases, so we gave more time to the designing part of our task. So our industrial design is 2 weeks, our design for manufacture is another 2 weeks, and our prototyping is 2 weeks, and those were the longest durations compared to other durations that we gave to our team, our project. These tasks over here are the ones that are already completed. Our project started on 25th of January, and it is supposed to end on April 28th. As of now, we have completed our first 3 tasks, and we are almost completing our 4th task, which is due by today, 28th of February. This is the basic representation of our Gantt chart and the completion of our project and how we thought on planning this project. Now Mike is going to talk to you about identification of customer needs and how it's going to work.
Yeah, so moving on to identification of customer needs. First, we wanted to start with interviews, and we contacted a former teacher of mine, and just to pick his brain about what he's looking for as a teacher. And as again, we're pushing toward the educational market, and we want to reach students in their thing. But ultimately, we want to talk to teachers. And And so we again interviewed a teacher and asked him just what things he looked for in teacher tools and things in his classroom that he would buy and not, or possibly options. He told us a lot of things, and some of those things we boil down to needs, and then again why comes down to our actual product. But the needs itself come down to like what he looks for, what are the specs, and again moving forward to that, we kind of move down to our QFD, and again, and then this is a representation of that. We have again just listing here that again with off the interview we can come down to raw data and just coming down and then work it. It's on our job to then place them into metrics. Metrics is for us to, as engineers, to try to get into a listed value, then where we can finally put our final numerical value. And again, moving down to values. But again, then that's the whole idea of just using customers and interviews to then boil down to metrics, and then from there, as engineers, boil those metrics down to values. It's very important for us to do that. The goals to shoot for and projects to build to spec. And again, that's what that idea is. So again, coming off the interview, we took a couple, and some of the other things we pulled from other classmates and our teams there, and had some of these ideas, and just coming up a couple of them right off the bat were easy to set up. They didn't want something that was time, took a long time to take up in between classes. They would waste a lot of time. Another one was a lot of his cost. Again, he said he wasn't going to buy a $300 or $400 setup. He'd rather spend something a little bit more cost effective, a little bit easier on the budget itself in the educational room. Another one was childproof. Obviously, he didn't want something dangerous. That would be something harmful to the students itself. So again, moving those to customer needs and then going across and maybe actual metrics. How does that apply? And so again, that was total dimensions. And how easy is it to set up? That comes down to time. How fast can we set this thing up in simplicity? Another one off of our metrics is the unit manufacturing cost. We obviously don't want that to be very high, but we want it to be as low as possible. So again, those are some of the more important ones. And off of our chart, we deem those by percentages and how it does the math across. We get actual numbers. Okay, which one is priority? And that one is, I think, is the unit manufacturing cost. And then second, you want it also to be accurate. And you don't want to be teaching something that's not going to be accurate. So then moving over, we have a benchmarking where we then had some different ideas looking on the internet. Okay, what is out there? What's already out there on the playing field? We want to be able to grab and grid and just different things, and with their numeric values compare. And as engineers, shoot for ones that are similar that are very successful also. So those are kind of the things with different things, again, with the QFD and the benchmarking chart, just some of the ideas that we're throwing out there and shooting for as engineers in this project. So, all right, Joe, you want to explain our economics?
On the economic parts, our team create the profit chart. So as you can see, the total revenue is in blue, the profit is in green. So the red is the total cost. As you can see, our team choose scenario 2, which is the total revenue and profit is a parabolic curve. So the reason why we choose scenario 2 is so that in scenario 2 there is a max profit, but in scenario 1 the total revenue is linear. So that's impossible. So that's why our team choose scenario 2. As you can see, we have 2 break-even points here. The first break-even point is 19, the second one is 266. The max profit occurs at 142 units, which is almost 30,000. So that's the economic parts shows us. So let me do a brief conclusion. So the main purpose of our project is to help high school students to know basic mathematics and physics. So, and also help the students interested about engineer and science. And also this is planning phase. So our team create QFD grant chart and customer need and mission statement to help us complete the planning phase. And also from the economic parts, we want our project low cost and high profit. So that's our project. Thank you.
Thank you.